Before start this video, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. Thanks.
Unfortunately, death is a very real part of life that no one can either predict or evade. Death knows no age, ethnicity, marital status, or religion and can come when we least expect it. Yet no matter the timing, the process of death also brings unbearable grief and sadness for those who have been left behind as they try to cope and navigate a life that no longer includes those that were so dear. However, imagine being at a wake and hearing strange sounds coming from inside the coffin, or being told that a loved one has passed, only to see them later exhibit clear signs of life. At first, one might assume that they are simply mistaken and that their own natural desire to have the deceased back in their life has caused a figment of the imagination. Now imagine that what you saw or heard was no mistake at all on your part, but rather a declaration of death that was made in error. This list includes unfortunate but very real situations of a similar nature. Here are 10 people who were declared dead but were still very much alive. Related, top 10 shocking stories from people who should be dead. 10 Bella Montoya, Ecuadorian woman revives at her wake after being declared dead. 76-year-old Bella Montoya, a retired nurse in Babahoyo, Ecuador, was taken to the emergency room of a local hospital on June 9, 2023, after suffering. Unfortunately, Montoya did not respond to resuscitation efforts and was declared dead a few hours later. Montoya was transported to a funeral home the same day, and her family prepared to hold a wake in her honor later that day. However, to the shock of those in attendance, approximately 5 hours into the wake, they began hearing strange sounds coming from inside Montoya's coffin. When the casket was opened, Montoya was found inside, wrapped in sheets, breathing heavily, and very much alive. Naturally, Montoya's family rushed her back to the hospital, where she was intubated and placed in intensive care. It is believed that when Montoya experienced cardiorespiratory arrest, she also began suffering from catalepsy, a trance-like state which causes a loss of voluntary motion, muscle rigidity, sensitivity to pain, and slowed breathing. Unfortunately, this mistaken set of symptoms may also have led to Montoya being declared dead. The Health Ministry has launched an investigation into the doctors who treated Montoya, and a technical committee has also been formed to review the hospital's process of issuing death certificates. Sadly, Montoya died a week later after suffering a stroke while in the hospital. (1) 9 Sammy Burko Web Extra, Sienna teen makes miraculous recovery and provides answers to another family tragedy. On January 7, 2023, 16-year-old Sammy Burko of Missouri City, Texas, went with a group of friends to a local rock climbing gym. However, after reaching the top and ringing the bell, Burko became completely limp. He was slowly lowered to the ground and given CPR until first responders arrived on the scene. Burko was then taken to a local hospital, where doctors tirelessly continued performing CPR. Unfortunately, after 2 hours of unsuccessful attempts, Burko was pronounced dead. Burko's parents, Jan and Craig, were left to say their goodbyes to their son, but just 5 short minutes later, something amazing happened. Burko began moving. The attending physician initially believed the movement to be nothing more than a reflex, But when Jen noticed Burko's carotid artery move, Craig began shouting about Burko's heartbeat and rushed to get help from the medical staff. The staff wasted no time in getting to Burko, and thankfully, they were able to stabilize him. Burko suffered an ischemic spine injury due to being lowered from the rock wall and short-term memory loss due to a lack of oxygen to his brain. He also had paralysis from the waist down. It was later discovered that Burko had a rare genetic condition called catecholaminergic polymorphic ventricular tachycardia, CPTV, an inherited cardiac condition that causes abnormal heart arrhythmias during exercise or periods of strong emotion when adrenaline levels are high. It can also cause the heart to stop beating if left untreated. Testing revealed that Burko's mother has the same genetic condition as did his younger brother Frankie, who died in 2020 after suffering from seizures. Burko later underwent a procedure called a sympathectomy and was placed on medication that will reduce the likelihood of an adrenaline rush causing cardiac arrest in the future. 2-8 Tony Yall, Ohio man, pronounced dead, comes back to life 45 minutes later. In the middle of the night on August 5, 2013, 37-year-old Tony Yall, a diesel mechanic in West Carrollton, Ohio, began breathing strangely. When his wife Melissa was unable to wake him up, she called 911, and Yall was transported to a local hospital by ambulance. Unfortunately, Yall's heart went into a fatal arrhythmia, and after medical personnel attempted to stimulate his heart for 45 minutes without success, Yall was declared dead. A cardiologist called the time of death and advised Yall's family to say their goodbyes. However, it was at that moment that Yall's son Lawrence pointed at his father and said, "Dad, you're not going to die today." As Lawrence prepared to return to his family's side, Yall began showing signs of life, and his heartbeat returned, all just moments before his body was set to go to the MO. Yall was then taken by helicopter to another hospital, where he spent 5 days in a coma before fully awakening. Doctors were unable to pinpoint what exactly caused Yall's heart to stop as they found no heart defects. Yall was released from the hospital on August 15, 2013, without any further complications. (3) 7 Sriksha Kumar Moradabad, man found alive in mortuary freezer after 7 hours, hospital declared man to be dead on November 18, 2021. 40-year-old Sriksha Kumar was hit by a speeding motorbike in Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, and suffered an internal head injury. Kumar was taken to a private hospital and treated but referred to another hospital, eventually going to a total of 3 hospitals in search of treatment. After finally reaching a district hospital, Kumar was examined by a doctor multiple times, but after finding no heartbeat, pulse, or blood pressure, Kumar was declared dead. His body was then taken to a mortuary freezer. Approximately 7 hours later, when Kumar's family met with police officers to identify his body and agree to an autopsy, Kumar's sister-in-law, Madhubala, noticed that his cheeks were warm and he was showing signs of life. The doctors were alerted immediately, and Kumar was transferred to a health center in Meerut. The circumstances surrounding Kumar's death ruling were believed to have been a case of suspended animation, a state in which the life of a body is slowed down or stopped. Additionally, given that the hospital experienced issues with the power in the mortuary freezer, the switching off and on may have saved Kumar during the time he was inside. However, due to his internal head injuries, Kumar slipped into a coma once at the health center in Meerut. He was also suffering from a bleeding disorder, which meant that surgery was not an option. Therefore, he was placed on a ventilator and given medication. Unfortunately, due to a clot in his brain, Kumar died 5 days later. Thanks for watching. Credits to listverse.com. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.